The first interview I ever had in my life was at St Paul's Cathedral, believe it or not, and it was for the choir school, and I was about 7 at the time, 1951, and I remember being driven down to London by my parents and seeing St Paul's for the first time from the archway, huge dome and highest building in London at the time, and a terrifying experience. And then going to the song school, the cathedral choir school, near the cathedral it was in those days, it's now an international youth hostel, and going up on the roof where the playground was, I remember that very much, and looking out and seeing the huge edifice of the cathedral looming above me, and then looking out and seeing desolation around because it had been bombed all around the cathedral during the Second World War. But the most terrifying experience was the actual interview and audition itself, because I was called in to see the headmaster and the choir master for St Paul's Cathedral. And it was a huge room. I remember knocking on the door and going in on my own and being shown to a little chair in front of his desk and the grand piano in the corner. And I had to, with some sheet music, because I'd been taught by the choir master at Newark Parish Church. My mother had heard that you could, if you got into one of these grand schools like St Paul's Cathedral Choir School or Westminster Abbey, when you got to when your voice broke, you'd be moved to a posh school like Dulwich College or St Paul's itself, and so on, and the fees would be paid. And so that's what I was had to sing for my supper basically. And the choir master from Newark Parish Church drilled me in a couple of songs, and then he said, "I think he's got perfect pitch or near. I think he stands a good chance." And so off I went, and I'll read a little bit about what happened, but. Let's just see where we go here. The choir master rises and waves his hand towards the grand piano in the corner. "Come along, Grills, let's have a crack at these, shall we?" I clamber out of my seat and traipse behind the choir master across the vast room. The headmaster stays put, pushes his chair back, moves his glasses to his forehead and lights a cigarette. This is going to be absolutely terrifying. "Well, let's start with your little Schubert, shall we? Haydn Rosline?" Which? "Rose Among the Heather. Come and stand by the piano next to me and face the headmaster, and I'll play it through first." Are you singing it in the German? German? Did you know that? No. Fine, we'll sing it in English. Here we go. "Once a boy a rose was pied, hers was fair and tender, all arrayed in youthful pride, quickly to the spot he hied, ravished by her splendour. Rosebud, rosebud, rosebud red, he throws fair and tender." The slow loud capping from behind, a cloud of cigarette smoke. The choir master smitches the music sheet. "Now, Grills, your second piece, Franz Lehár no less. I'm sure you'll produce a wonderful Richard Tauber impression for us, treble version of course." What is he talking about? "Don't look puzzled, Grills, I'll play it through once and then you can go straight in. This should be fun. So off I go." I don't care what is fun and what isn't. All I can do is sing as loudly as I can. "'Cause we're made to love and kiss, and who am I to interfere with this? Does it pay? Who can say? I'm a man and kiss her when I can. must have joined in, clapping. A little bow, perhaps, towards the audience. Me? Says the headmaster. I oblige. More clapping. Geoffrey, I think the Dean would absolutely love this. Could you just pop out and see if he's in his study? The choir master jumps up from the piano and heads for the door. I'll be as quick as I can, headmaster. Thank you, Geoffrey. So tell me, your uniform? He glances down again at the paper on his desk. New York Preparatory School, be prepared. Prepared? It's written on your pocket badge grills. Where are you staying in London? Friends, relatives? No, we don't have any. We're staying at a hotel. Oh, do you know where? Russell? The Russell Hotel, oh, very big and grand. No, it's not big, it's near there. I think because Father said he will remember it is near there the next time. The next time? Well, you see, yesterday, Father had to leave us at the hotel while he went to park the car a long way away, and he was gone a long time, and so Mother started getting worried, and when he came back, he looked very worried and red in the face, as he couldn't find his way back to the hotel, and he had forgotten what it was called, and Mother seemed to have gone white in the face because he was away so long. Red and white. Oh dear, poor chap, and your worried mother. Why have I told him about this? And the old car and all the other things I've been talking about. And the door swings open. A man with white hair wearing a black suit and a clergyman's collar, followed by the choir master. The headmaster jumps up from his desk. May I introduce you to the Very Reverend Matthews, who is in charge of the cathedral. This is Master Vaughan Grills, Mr. Dean. The Dean smiles and moves over to shake my hand. I hear you are going to sing something for me. Girls are made to love and kiss, no less. I didn't know I was going to sing anything again, but the choir master has already moved back to the piano and he's now started playing it. Oh no. And the headmaster is back behind his desk, lighting another cigarette. That's for the Dean. He's standing in the middle of the room with his arms folded. Girls were made to love and kiss, and who am I to interfere with this? Is it well? Who can tell? I'm a man, and kiss her when I can. I was offered a place at St Paul's, and I went, but only for 3 weeks. But I had to leave because I started to wet the bed. I think I must have been terrified. In fact, I was. And so I was sent to the local cathedral choir school in Minster, not far from where we lived, so I could travel every day. And from there, I failed the 11 plus, and from there, all my schooling sort of went downhill. So I started at the very top at least. But tomorrow, we will take a look at the next interview I had